this series tied at 1 game apiece just a few moments ago. I think unquestionably the 2 greatest Diamondbacks of all time. They had a hand in their 1 World Series championship, a huge hand. The big unit, Randy Johnson, was here. Luis Gonzalez was his catcher. Hey, you get that left arm loosened up.
He's turned into a photographer. Good. I mean, it's crazy to see the big unit. 2001 World Series champs together, Luis Gonzalez and the big unit.
Yeah, this was the moment. The last World Series game played in this ballpark. Game 7, an all-time classic. A 2-run bottom of the 7th against the great Hall of Famer Mariano Rivera. And the winning hit from Luis Gonzalez. Randy Johnson was the guy who got the final outs and got the win in Game 7 after he pitched and won Game 6. He and Kurt Schilling shared the MVP award for that series. Truly one of the greatest games in the history of the game. The last time we had a World Series game on this field. So here we go. The Diamondbacks will take the field, and let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Texas Rangers. Got to get Marcus Semien going. Spilly already talked about it. 1 change from Bruce Bochy. Adolis Garcia moves from 4 to 3 just to break up those 2 lefties, Seager and Evan Carter. Garver, the DH again. Heim, Lowe, Young, and Taveras rounding out the order. 4 players available off the bench and a very full bullpen for Bruce Bochy's team. So the Texas Rangers with that starting lineup here in Game 3. And they're going to face a kid who has just done a heck of a job in these playoffs for the Diamondbacks, the right-hander Brandon Pfaadt.
I love the story of Brandon Pfaadt. Notice where he's already standing. He's standing on the first base side. Why is that important? It's because it was a change he made over the course of this year. It's crazy. If you pay attention to some of the baseball reference numbers, wins above replacement, Brandon Pfaadt was a negative win player. That means he made his team worse when he was on the mound. But what he found was his stuff works better on the first base side as a byproduct. His fastball works great, and he has one of the best sweeping sliders in the sport. Virtually impossible to hit. In the last outing against the Philadelphia Phillies, there's 14 swings against the sweeper, 10 swing and misses. That's ridiculous. It's a 4-seam fastball, the sweeper 180 batting average. He will use the changeup to lefties, the sinker's a weapon, and the curveball. They actually have to encourage Brandon Pfaadt to throw balls because he throws so many strikes.
It's a good problem to have. Our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. So the rookie who has become the number 3 guy behind Gallen and Kelly. Even just a couple months ago, you would not have expected that, but he has had a terrific playoffs. Saw the strikeout to walk ratio. That's kind of what you were talking about. And he is on the mound tonight for Game 3, this gorgeous Phoenix evening with the roof wide open at Chase Field. And here we go. Marcus Semien. Very quiet postseason for him. Last extra base hit. He's had a couple singles in this series. Maybe starting to hit the ball a little harder. Hasn't had an extra base hit since the division series for Texas. They need him. So Brandon Pfaadt, the rookie right-hander, from his windup, and the first pitch of the night is fouled straight back out of play. And we are off and running here in Game 3.
Well, no surprise, Pfaadt goes fastball up immediately to Marcus. That's where the hole has been. That's where everybody during the postseason, they've exposed the swing. He handles pitches low.
0-1 to Semien. Oh, and that one called the ball from our home plate umpire, Alfonso Marquez, one of the more veteran members of this umpiring crew for the 2023 World Series. Typically a tight strike zone. 1-1.
Oh!
That fastball taken low. Now the slugging numbers across the board are just down. Just not hitting for any kind of power.
No, and he's not on time for fastball, and so when you're not on time for fastball, you're going to be late on everything.
He's ahead of the count here, though, 3-1. And when they told Brandon Pfaadt, hey, don't throw so many strikes, they didn't mean walk Semien to start the game.
Now, you got to be careful of being 3-1. He's going to look for that fastball up and jump you.
3-1. He got the fastball up, but he popped it up. So still just not quite able to square that up. Corbin Carroll playing right field again tonight. Makes the catch. The best strikeout to walk ratio from a rookie pitcher in the history of playoff baseball in a single postseason. is the guy who's on the mound tonight.
Is it? And it really, truly is amazing. I talked to Brandon about getting a World Series 3 start. He was like, I could never imagine that I was going to be in a position to do that, let alone put up those type of numbers.
Corey Seager goes after the very first pitch. It's a chopper to first, and Walker feeds the rookie right-hander. Well, they got one good boo in on Corey Seager, but no time for any more. He swung at the first pitch and makes the second out. They know him very well. His time in the National League West, playing for the Dodgers. Long-time Diamondbacks killer.
Oh, yeah, he wears rattlesnake skin cowboy boots when he comes to Arizona. Now, this is the first chance for us to see Adolis Garcia hitting third. They wanted him in the spot to force a couple decisions, but also to get Adolis hitting in the first inning.
He only played a few games in this spot. In fact, just 2 in the regular season. Fott gets the call on the high fastball. Bruce Bochy did tell us before the game. He went to Adolis and said, "You cool with this? You good? I'm thinking I'm going to move you into the 3 spot." 1 pitch. He also said to us, I told Adolis, that's where the best hitters hit. Trying to sell him a little bit on the move.
It's also where the guys with the biggest arms on the team hit.
Well, that's him. 2 down, nobody on. Brandon Fott, think about the adrenaline coursing through his body. His first World Series start. And missed with that sweeper outside. 2-1. Speaking of adrenaline, I do believe Max Scherzer, who is intense no matter what the scenario, getting ready to pitch in the bottom of the first. Garcia to center field. And carrying pretty well. It's a big center field here, though. Thomas, plenty of room. That's a 9-pitch first inning for the rookie Brandon Fott. He just continues to impress on the very biggest stage. Rangers scoreless. Scherzer to the mound in the bottom of the first when we come back to Phoenix. A clean top of the first for Brandon Fott, the rookie right-hander for the Diamondbacks. So now Arizona will hit in the bottom of the first. No score. Game 3 of this World Series. Corbin Carroll hits leadoff against the righties, moves down to number 2 against the lefties facing Scherzer. He'll be the first hitter for the Diamondbacks. Ketel Marte, what a postseason career he's having. Moreno, the young catcher. Walker's the guy who has been ice cold, and they need to get their cleanup hitter going. Tommy Pham's had a great series so far. Gurriel, Thomas, Longoria, and Perdomo with the bullpen and the extra player on the bench for Torey Lovullo. One of the most battle-tested pitchers in playoff history. The right-hander Max Scherzer starts for the Rangers.
That's pretty amazing. Max began his career as a Diamondback.
Back to where it all started all those years ago, and he begins his night with a curve to Corbin Carroll that misses for ball 1.
That's interesting. Last 3 postseason starts dating back to 2022. Mad Max has not been very good.
That one right in there. Fastball for a strike. Some extenuating circumstances in this postseason, coming off a big injury that cost him the end of the regular season. And then another nagging problem he's dealing with right now. And this is badly with that one inside, ball 2.
Well, he's dealing with the cut on his right thumb. So right between his nail and the skin, there's a little cut right there. And he says he feels it. Right now, the Texas Rangers medical staff has used glue and cotton to try to just keep it sealed, but he does feel it on sliders.
We're going real high tech in this World Series. He went around, says Bill Miller. So that was a swing on a pitch that was off the inside. Did he go? Bill Miller said yes.
That's all that matters.
2-2. High tech for the World Series. Here's some glue. Let's stick this on your cut. Carroll on the ground to short. Seager charges with his speed. He got to hurry, and he got him.
Well, the stuff for Max Scherzer, it's not quite when he was 2008, but it's still really darn good. I mean, 214 career wins, and as we were watching it, StatCast 3D is powered by Google Cloud. The 4-seam fastball, even since he's come back from the teres major injury, the velocity is sitting right around 95 miles an hour. All the stuff is down slightly just by age. But the curveball, we're going to pay attention to that pitch tonight. 187 batting average against it. Uses it only 13% of the time. You saw it already as a first pitch.
And maybe with that cut, Ketel Marte takes the ball outside. Maybe he's going to feel a little more comfortable with that one than the slider, so that usage might go up tonight. We'll see. Marte, who's always been good in the playoffs. He takes that one well off the outside. It's 2-0. This was after game 1 on Friday night in Texas. He was getting some throwing in to prepare for tonight. And the cut opened up. He brought the trainers over, and there's been a story since then. He misses outside, ball 3. Only 2 hits in this World Series, but they were big hits. Takes a strike right on the outside corner. He's never played a playoff game, Ketel Marte, where he hasn't had a hit.
This is right on the edge, 3-0 pitch, not where Marte wants it. I think he would have fired if it was a pitch he could handle.
Still a good hitter's count. He takes that one off the inside. Not by much. There's that small strike zone. It's ball 4. And we have our first base runner of the night.
Ketel Marte, 3 for 3 this postseason in stolen bases. This is where the Diamondbacks can put pressure. Jonah Heim has been visibly frustrated not being able to throw out any base runners. It's not on him, it's on the timing. Scherzer's a master at disrupting timing.
Here's the young catcher, Gabriel Moreno. He takes a breaking ball in there for a called strike. That was a slider. Moreno's already got a home run in this World Series. Home run not a big part of the offense typically for the Diamondbacks. Longer hold from Scherzer. That's part of the strategy against the base stealers. Moreno on the ground toward short, cutting over from third. Young will get the out at second one. Semien to first. Got him double play. Not hit that hard, but with the catcher running, the Rangers turn 2. So Max Scherzer works around that 1-out walk. The Diamondbacks hit the ground ball, and they do not score. So the young Brandon Pfaadt and then the older Max Scherzer, both scoreless first innings, as we are underway in game 3 of this World Series, with the series tied at 1 game apiece. No score. We'll go to inning number 2.
And a player that pays attention helped create better results. Early in the year, Brandon Pfaadt was on the first base side of the rubber, and then he got moved by Brent Strom towards the first base side. Now what does that do? It just changed the release point for Brandon Pfaadt, almost about 3 feet. What's the result towards the strike zone? Well, originally that sweeper would end up in the middle portion of the plate and it would get whacked. Now that he moved over, that sweeper turned into one of the league's best sliders. Pretty amazing when you consider it. Not a ton of difference with the movement. It's just how it comes out of the hand and now how the hitters are reacting to it.
It is amazing. Just move over a foot.
Yeah, just get over it.
Whole thing changes. Here's the 21-year-old left fielder Evan Carter hitting cleanup tonight because of that switch from Bruce Bochy and his starting lineup. His first career plate appearance, regular season, postseason, as a big leaguer, hitting cleanup right now. And Carter hits it hard into right center field, base hit. Doesn't matter where you hit him. Kid can hit. And he thought about testing Corbin Carroll, hustled over and cut it off. That was a good play by Carroll to keep that as a single.
Well, defensively, this Diamondback team was the best defensive team in the National League. Both the Diamondbacks and the Rangers, .990 fielding percentage. You just saw Corbin Carroll in right, Alec Thomas at center. This is home for him. They just let him go up and get it. Gurriel on left, the infield, Longoria, Perdomo, Marte, and Walker, the Gold Glover, and Gabby Moreno behind home plate.
Now Mitch Garver, he takes just a little bit low, ball 1. We talked about both these teams as very good defensive teams. One of the main reasons why they're both here in the World Series. We haven't had an error yet in the World Series through 2 games and an inning. Mitch Garver, his 1 hit in this series, a home run. In game 2, he rips that one foul. Third base line.
Well, the challenge with the Rangers is they're very station to station. Even though Evan Carter's a really good athlete, I think he has a chance to steal at least 20 bases in a full season. Because the Rangers popped so many home runs, they don't want to give up outs. And they don't want to run the risk of not having a 2-run home run or a multi-run homer.
Almost like he was starting to go. A comebacker fought, fielding his position well. Got one, got two.
I think Evan Carter a couple chances, maybe on the base hit to try to push the envelope to get the second, and then possibly stealing right there. Backhand play from Brandon Pfaadt, textbook. Get it to Marte. Marte will do the rest.
And we've seen a lot of pitchers throw that one into center field. It's never a totally routine play. As Jonah Heim swings right through that first pitch, strike one.
Well, and you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of pitchers, the reason why they throw that pitch, they throw it away in the outfield, is they're throwing up the slope of the mound.
Yeah, you turn around, you're going backwards. You throw downhill your whole life every day, and then a ball gets hit back to you, and you got to go to second, and you turn around, you climb the hill to make the throw. It's loud here. Deep breath from the rookie. Fought 0-2 to Heim, and he kind of tied him up into shallow center field. Here comes Alec Thomas, out number 3. Leadoff single, no problem for Brandon Pfaadt. Halfway through 2 here in Phoenix. No score, Rangers D-backs.
Shutdown defense, if there is such thing in Major League Baseball. Evan Carter's fantastic in left field. Leotis Taveras, probably a Gold Glove nominee down the road. Adolis Garcia, arguably the best right fielder in baseball. You have Josh Young at third, Corey Seager, the sure-handed shortstop, at short, Marcus Semien second, Nathaniel Lowe, and then Jonah Heim, who is a Gold Glove finalist behind the plate.
A slightly different kind of defensive team than the Diamondbacks have, but Bruce Bochy's team does not make mistakes. Only 57 errors, fewest in the American League. As Christian Walker comes to the plate here, they're trying to give him the Trey Turner treatment in Phoenix. Bottom of the second, no score. Walker against Scherzer, and he goes after the first pitch and drives that one out toward deep right center field. Taveras on the move, and he won't get there. It's off the bottom of the wall. Walker might have thought he had that one. He'll just kind of cruise into second with a leadoff double.
Well, I don't blame him thinking this ball is gone. It's 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Scherzer. 104 going out. He barrels it up. And with the roof open, we thought we might see the ball carry just a little bit more. It doesn't. It hits off right at the base, and that's a long way. Right center here at this ballpark.
Statcast says that would have been a home run in 20 of 30 parks, including in Texas. But it came up short of the swimming pool here in Phoenix. It's got to feel good for Christian Walker, though. He had been 3 for his last 31 until that swing. And here's Tommy Pham. He's having a really good series, and a nice play by Jonah Heim with the block with nobody out. That keeps Walker standing at second.
Well, Torey Lovullo was considering moving Christian Walker out of the 4th spot, but really felt like they didn't have many other options. It would have been Tommy Pham hitting 4th, Gurriel 5th, and Walker 6th.
Good decision so far. Walker with the leadoff double. Now a liner into right center field. That's a base hit. One hop to Garcia. Walker is going to run through a stop sign. Here comes the throw. He is out at home plate. I'm out. I think Tony Perez-Chica put the stop sign up, and Christian Walker just blew right through it. And maybe the best throwing arm in baseball cuts down Walker at the plate to keep the game scoreless.
So many things going on this play. First off, Walker at second doesn't get a good read off the bat. He almost was backpedaling, seeing if it would land. Watch. He's there. He's not committed yet. Looking back, and then he starts going. Perez-Chica puts up the stop sign. It's way too late. Way too late for Christian Walker to see it. And unfortunately, had Walker stayed at third, it would have been an easy 90 feet for Tommy Pham to second.
That one hurts for the D-backs, and what a throw from Adolis Garcia. Now Lourdes Gurriel goes after the first pitch and rolls one softly foul. Another hit for Tommy Pham, already his 6th in 10 at-bats in this World Series. You make the first out at home plate with a good hitter coming up. You would have had second and third, nobody out. Instead, runner at second, one out, and no runs on the board. Circle that play. Big one early. Curveball popped up on the infield. Simeon underneath. That's out number 2.
Well, a throw from Adolis in right field, 95 miles an hour. Now, it's a bit of an overthrow. Look at how high, too much air, but it ends up working because Christian Walker didn't pick up Perez Chica. He says, stop, no! You have to get down. Good luck.
Two outs now, and let's see if Alek Thomas can pick up his teammate and get the Diamondbacks on the board. Thomas takes the curve for a strike. Nobody in baseball more outfield assists over the last 3 years than the guy who made that throw, Adolis Garcia. Maybe the best arm in the game. Maybe. 1-1 to Thomas, who's had some good at-bats in this World Series. He's a very young player. Fastball off the inside, 1-1. The good and the bad for Christian Walker. Got to feel great the way he hit that ball. Right back off of Scherzer. Young plays the carom. Got him at first. Amazing. Some good luck, but also an incredible play by the young Josh Young over at third.
It just goes to show you how good the Rangers defense is and how they can pick each other up. This ball off of Scherzer's back. Josh Young, unbelievable play.
Might have hit off of Scherzer's elbow too. We're gonna have to watch half inning, and it ended with kind of a scary play for the Rangers. A comebacker off of Max Scherzer. Let's see if we can see where it hit the Rangers starter. I think it got him right on that pitching elbow.
I do too. 93 miles an hour off the bat. I mean, the only benefit is it hits the dirt in front, and they water it down a lot, so it does take some of the velocity off of it. But regardless, that's at least an 85 mile an hour baseball off your elbow, your pitching elbow.
That could be an issue for Max Scherzer. Bruce Bochy's pacing around in the dugout. I'm sure he's anxious to get some word from his training staff. And those have a tendency to get swollen in a hurry. And then you get some mobility problems with your pitching arm. Nathaniel Lowe, who has not had a hit yet in this World Series. Inning number 3, no score. Diamondbacks have to be thinking, how did we not get at least one run? There's a pretty easy answer, actually.
Yeah, Christian Walker. Really poor read on a ball, and then compound it with a bad decision.
A really good player who led off the inning with a double, but then ran right through his third base coach's stop sign into an out. 0-2 from Fott. Foul tipped. Might have gotten a piece of the home plate umpire.
I do appreciate Nathaniel Lowe's style at the plate. He wears a mock turtleneck, and he goes old school stirrups.
That is some style. 2 from Fott. Misses.
That pitch close. Right at the bottom. Yeah, he might have even got it by a lace.
We're going to keep a close eye also on that Texas Rangers bullpen. Foul ball. Low just manages to stay alive. So far, nothing. Although Andrew Heaney, who's one of the options for Bruce Bochy to get some length out of the bullpen, he's at least moving around out there. Whether that is just him watching the game and thinking, or maybe some word got passed down there. We don't know. Low after the high fastball. So he's being a pest here against the rookie right-hander Brandon Fott.
Lefties against Fott, they have not fared well. 208 batting average in the last 7 starts for him.
Shaking off his young catcher a couple times. 1-2. 2-2. That's the changeup.
He does like to use a changeup off of the sweeping slider. He also will use a little bit of a two-seam fastball in and have it run back.
Oh! That is a different strike zone tonight than we've seen in the first 2 games of this World Series.
We've seen some wider strike zones. This one's definitely tight.
Low. Line drive base hit into right center field. What an at-bat that was. Hustling over into a slide to cut it off Thomas. Here comes his throw. It's just a little bit late. And Nathaniel Lowe calls himself safe. He's in with a leadoff double. 9-pitch first inning for Brandon Pfaadt. 9-pitch second inning. 9-pitch at bat to start the third that ends with a hit.
Well, that's a much better looking swing for Nathaniel Lowe. He's just been off time the entire time. And then you take that extra 90 feet. You can see how Alek Thomas is sprinting to it as soon as he leaves his feet. I mean, it's so hard to regather and make a strong enough throw.
If it gets all the way to the wall there, even with the first baseman running, that could be a triple. So at the very least, he held Lowe at second. Got the low strike there to Josh Young. Right-handed hitter. This is almost like a challenge. Okay, Diamondbacks had runner at second, nobody out in the bottom of the second. Couldn't score him. Rangers have runner at second, nobody out here in the third. Sweeper for a ball. You and I both have been impressed with this guy.
Yeah, this guy seems unfazed by any sort of moment or stage. And he does drive the ball to the opposite way.
Drops that one toward third. It'll roll foul. Well, let's see with 2 strikes if he has the ability to maybe try to wait a little bit and get a ball to the right side. If you make it out, at the very least, try to get your teammate over to third. Pfaadt would love to get the strikeout here. Is 1-2. Got it.
This is how you tie up a hitter trying to go opposite field. He throw it under their hands. He goes 94 under the hands. And Young is trying to drive the ball up the middle opposite field to move him over. You can notice the swing. He's staying inside as much as he can.
So the strikeout, that's big first out. Runner still at second. Leody Taveras. He's had kind of some wild swings in this postseason. He has not had a hit in the World Series. He's 0 for his last 11. He's had a couple big important walks, so it's not like he's not contributing. It's that one foul. He's behind 0-2.
And just missed a pitch right there. For the Texas Rangers, they're 1 for 9 so far in the World Series with runners in scoring position. They hit .275 during the regular year, 4th best in Major League Baseball. And in the League Championship Series with runners in scoring position, nearly 300.
But against this Diamondbacks pitching staff has been much tougher, and some of that credit has to go to the Arizona pitchers. 0-2. Taveras takes the ball. Four-seamer that time.
Well, he's set up for the sweeper. He just has not been able to land the sweeper at all so far.
2. He missed with it. Actually, that was the changeup, not the sweeper. Top of the order coming up next. 1 out. Runner at second. Scoreless here in the 3rd inning. 2-2. Taveras pulls it to second. Marte is right there. 2 down. Well, gets the runner over, but now with 2 outs, a lot less valuable than if you get low to third with 1 out. Still, though, puts a little extra pressure on the catcher, infield defense, not to make a mistake. This is what you were talking about. After he made that move on the rubber over to the first base side, look how good that sweeper's been.
One of my favorite stats is run value. Basically takes into consideration how much better your pitch is compared to the rest of the league.
Semien pulls one sharply foul. He was on it just a little too quick.
Well, this will be a big, serve two purposes. If Marcus can come through and get the first run in, but more importantly for him to get a result.
He hasn't driven in a run in 10 games. Max Scherzer's back in the dugout. He was not there for a little while. You figure Scherzer's not going to leave this game voluntarily. I mean, he's going to, at minimum, I'm sure he's saying, well, you got to at least let me go back out there, even if he's feeling a little discomfort. Semien likes to pull the ball, does so very successfully. Still having a hard time with that sweeper.
Yeah, he hasn't landed it at all. He's had a couple swings, no swing and misses, a couple of foul balls on it. But if he starts landing it, that's where you'll see the fastball open up even more. Rangers are also doing a good job of not chasing it.
Runner at third, 2 down. Now that one is hit toward left center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. There's a run batted in for Marcus Semien. Found the perfect spot in left center field, and the Rangers score first here tonight. It's 1-0 Texas.
So there you go, 94-mile-an-hour fastball up, and he beats him to it. He's also in a leverage count, so he had a chance. Wasn't 2 strikes. There's a pitch up. He's been getting beat there nonstop. He gets beat again. It's not quite barreled up, but you'll take it. That's a huge knock for Texas, just to get that first run and then to get Marcus going.
Teams in the playoffs, even if it's just a run, when you score first, that has been a winning formula. 29-9. Now the Rangers came from behind. They scored first in game 1, but they ultimately had to come from behind. But this has been a front-running postseason so far.
It always feels like that. You get that first run scored. Texas is 8-0 when scoring first. You feel like you can protect the lead. You can add on. You can be a little bit more aggressive. And then from the visiting side or the team that's down, you feel like, oh man, what do I do? We're running out of outs. There's a level of panic. There's 2 guys conversing about their mutual struggles.
Yeah, no kidding. Brent Strom out for a visit, the pitching coach. Now he's back in the dugout, and Corey Seager drives one to deep right field. Gone! He was not waiting around, and the Rangers superstar makes it a big inning, a 2-run shot. That meeting did not work. It is 3-0 Texas. He loves the first pitch.
He does. This guy's something else when it comes to postseason. It's the best I've ever seen Corey Seager play, especially for a significant stretch against great pitching. It's a changeup. He gets out 115 off the bat.
Wow. That's one of the hardest hit balls in the history of the World Series in the StatCast era. Adolis Garcia swings through that one. He was, I mean, he knew it. Everybody knew it. What a swing. Garcia takes strike 2. 14th first pitch home run for Corey Seager. Now, Jake Berger didn't get a chance to play in the postseason, but still, that is a lot of first pitch home runs. We know Kyle Schwarber loves them. Ronald Acuna does. So does Corey Seager.
Well, league-wide batting average is close to 350 if you swing first pitch and put it in play. So there's a lot of good swinging at the first couple pitches as a hitter. But Seager has 18 career postseason home runs as a shortstop. Only Derek Jeter has more.
That's pretty good company, too. Corey Seager, going back to his days as a young player, but then the World Series in 2020 when he was the LCS and the World Series MVP. Doing it again this season, now in a Texas uniform. For all the home runs that Garcia's hit, he's hit a lot of them, and the runs batted in, he's had a lot of them. Corey Seager's been just as good. Off the outside. The best pitch for Brandon Pfaadt right now is not helping him.
Nope.
Home runs by shortstops in World Series history. He's starting to put some distance between himself and the captain. Garcia strikes out on a high fastball. But that turned into a big inning for Texas. The hit by Simeon got him on the board, and then the very next pitch, number 5, launched his 5th home run of the playoffs. Corey Seager is just on some kind of roll.
Now you're watching this guy when he gets in the postseason. Not only is he inflating to his own team, he just deflated the entire 48,000 here in Phoenix.
In the desert, and the Rangers have scored first. A 3-run top of the 3rd. They lead the Diamondbacks 3-0. This was just a minute ago. First warm-up pitch from Scherzer after taking a comebacker off his right elbow, and that's a good sign for Bruce Bochy's team. Thumbs up to the dugout. I'm good.
Well, all athletes lie, so we'll see how long that lasts.
Evan Longoria, he takes the curve from Scherzer for strike 1. And it is a little different tonight. Bruce Bochy is not looking for 7-8 innings out of Scherzer.
Woo!
Strike 2.
All right, so velocity hasn't seen any dip, so I guess I'm giving a thumbs up back.
Seems like he's okay. I mean, if Scherzer even went 4 high-quality innings, I think the Rangers would be happy with that. 5 would feel like a big bonus. Dirt with the slider. So he's had a shoulder issue from the last few months. He's got a cut on one of his fingers on his pitching hand, and now he's taking a comebacker off the elbow. Got it. That was very well thrown. Strike 3. Meanwhile, it wasn't just the offense of the Rangers. That was a tough sequence for Arizona all the way around.
Well, what a momentum shift. I mean, Christian Walker, first off, he didn't read it properly at second base, and then he compounded it by not picking up Paris Chica early. So watch, he's watching this ball. He didn't see it right off the bat. He doesn't pick up Paris Chica yet because he's thinking he's going to score. Never saw him.
Yeah, hey. I think there are some examples where you run through a stop sign, but maybe you didn't have much of a choice. It was a late stop sign. You got too much momentum, whatever. I don't think that was an example of that. Aldo Perdomo asks for time, steps out.
And it's a momentum swing. I mean, it goes towards the Rangers. They get out of it. It should have been 1-0, possibly.
Yeah, who knows how the inning plays out after that. 1-1 to the 9th place hitter, Perdomo. I'm sure Christian Walker trying to focus on the big picture. Is his best swing of the series by far. And that play hurts now, and the Rangers took advantage of their leadoff double and got not just 1 but 3 in the top of this 3rd inning. Swing game, you win game 3 in a series that's tied 1 game apiece. That is a big step towards a World Series parade. Perdomo skies it to shallow right. Garcia, out number 2.
So right about now, just based on the time of day, and they're not accustomed to seeing this roof open, but it's that twilight. And if you hit a ball high enough, outfielders will lose the baseball. They will lose the baseball. So there could be a play, and it would just happen between now and probably the next 15 minutes. That's it. But that's how much just opening up the roof, it changes an additional variable in the game.
In the summertime, they never have to worry about that. The roof is closed basically every night for a big chunk of the season. Corbin Carroll took a pitch that could have been called a strike, but it was ball 1. Leadoff hitter for the Diamondbacks. 2-0. Ball 3 to Carroll.
Well, you said something interesting about Max Scherzer in that you're not quite sure what you're going to get. Bruce Bochy isn't quite sure what he's going to get tonight. I think before the start of the game, you're hoping it's 18 batters. So 2 times through the lineup, and then he makes some decisions. But Bochy will go with his gut.
We've seen it many times from Bruce Bochy in the past, and he told us before the game that he will have no problem making an early move, just because he knows that Scherzer's not equipped to go real deep in this game.
All 4.
Ball 4. Carroll draws the walk. I think there have been very few managers in the history of playoff baseball who manage with more urgency game to game than Bruce Bochy. All of these pitches were close, almost all of them.
Hey, Alf's having a good night tonight. I mean, he's been good. He hasn't missed a ball or a strike.
So a 2-out walk. Ordinarily, you're down 3-0, and you have 2 outs. You wouldn't be running. Marte, first pitch swing, fouls it back. But Corbin Carroll, if he picks his spot right, we could still see him try to steal it back. One. In the dirt, it goes by the catcher Heim to the backstop. Carroll rounding second just in case. Heim got to it, no problem. He doesn't have to try to steal. He's in scoring position on the wild pitch.
There's Jonah Heim, and it probably skips right in front of where he was expecting. That's a really tough play for a catcher, just trying to backhand it. You almost want to slide and get your body in front of it.
Marte to shallow left. Coming in, Carter. Plenty of time for out number 3. So the walk and the wild pitch does not cost Scherzer or the Rangers. Marte retired there. We'll go to the 4th in Arizona. Rangers lead the D-backs 3-0. In Phoenix, Rangers with a 3-0 lead. So far so good for Max Scherzer in terms of the results, but we're watching closely, Spilly, as to what's going on. He's taking the comebacker. He had the cut on his finger coming in. You can see how they've tried to patch it up. Not easy.
No, they're just trying to figure out ways. And Max Scherzer, this is his 25th career postseason start. He's going to do everything he can in his power to be out there for Bruce Bochy. And how about this kid right here, Brandon Pfaadt? This is his 24th major league start in comparison to Max Scherzer. They're going toe-to-toe.
Pfaadt, I'm sure he wants the one pitch back that Corey Seager launched.
Oh.
Here's Evan Carter taking ball 1. Carter hasn't had the home run prowess that Garcia and Seager have had, but he's been a really important part of the Texas offense. At the top, that changeup. He's reached base in every playoff game. He's also had 8 doubles this postseason, so he hasn't yet grown into a whole lot of home run power. It's out like hard, but to second, Marte throws him out. I think the Rangers are hoping that someday some more of that power comes for the 21-year-old.
I mean, people that watch him play, they think Steve Finley. Steve Finley was an Arizona Diamondback. He's played for the Giants. He played for a bunch of different teams. And, I mean, if he turns into a Steve Finley type player, you're looking at 20 to 25 home runs a season.
Well, Steve Finley was a great player for a long time. Mitch Garver takes the ball. And Bruce Bochy had Finley way back in San Diego in his Padres managing days. Garver grounded into a double play his first time up. Takes one right in there for a strike.
Well, Garver, some of his numbers, second time he sees you, it's 254. First time he sees you, next time it's 333.
He learns. Tied up by that fastball, 1-2. Now Bruce Bochy just got on the phone, and the bullpen is going to get going for the Rangers. So Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, usually would be the guy I think on the phone, but he may be down in the tunnel with Scherzer. Got it. I think that's the best sweeper we've seen Brandon Pfaadt throw tonight.
Well, he had no swing and misses so far on the sweeper. Now you finally get one. In his last start against the Philadelphia Phillies, there was 14 swings against the sweeper, 10 swing and misses.
Well, now the pitching coach is the guy who's on the phone. Maybe Bochy dialed the wrong number. Oh. Off the outside.
Right out of the hand. And what makes a sweeper is just the amount of movement, horizontal movement you get.
Hey!
Low strike call there to Jonah Heim with 2 down. Excellent defensive catcher who's grown into more and more offense as his career's gone on. I think it's hard in the playoffs as a catcher to prioritize your own offense. You get so many game planning responsibilities. Heim's catching every single game. Now you get the built-in days off, but it is such a mental and physical grind. 2-1. It's a pop-up to left, carrying out to medium deep left field. Gurriel. There's the third out. Side retired. So we'll see. John Gray got up in the bullpen in the last minute or so. Whether Max Scherzer can continue or not. We're midway through 4. He and the Rangers have a 3-0 lead. Got a lot going on. Max Scherzer, I think to the surprise even of his manager, came out and said, I'm going to go out there and warm up. Bochy was getting ready to call down to the bullpen before this half inning starts. Scherzer went out there, though, not looking good. This was him just even trying to climb the stairs. Just the way that looks, Billy, is it possible we have another different, separate injury issue? Almost looked like a back.
It's so hard to tell. I mean, he has a finger. He's got the elbow where he got a ball hit off of his elbow and possibly his back.
I mean, you never know. Maybe the ball hit the elbow, but who knows? Maybe just the sudden movement to react to that comebacker might have locked something up. He has a history of back issues. He had a start in the World Series back in 2019, pushed back a couple days because of back tightness. I'm not saying we know that's what it is, but it just, the way he was wincing when he came out to warm up in this inning, it didn't look like it was the elbow that was giving him problems.
No, it did not, especially when he reached down to try to pick up the baseball. And that does not look like a pitcher that feels comfortable throwing.
Now, you know how disappointed he is. He did give Texas 3 innings and 3 scoreless innings, so he set the Rangers off on a good start. Because this is an injury, that the trainer came out, Bochy came out, and I think Scherzer was pretty honest with them that things were not feeling good. And Chris Young, the general manager of the Rangers, I don't think he wanted him to go out there at 50% or something like that and throw pitches in a game.
Well, John Gray will get enough time to properly warm up because it is an injury replacement for the Texas Rangers. And John Gray, he came out and he looked fantastic in Game 1 for the Texas Rangers. Ball was coming out hot. The slider was virtually untouchable. And for the Rangers, John Gray was a starter throughout the course of this year. He was dealing with some injuries. They moved him to the bullpen, and now he's in a spot right now to pick up multiple innings.
And by the way, I want you to keep going on John Gray, but we got a very quick update from the clubhouse from the Rangers PR. Back tightness for Max Scherzer. So they confirmed what you and I kind of guessed. It just didn't look like it was related to the number of other issues that Scherzer's dealing with. And the ball doesn't hit his back, it hits him in the elbow, but you just kind of wonder, a sudden quick movement like that, an unusual movement. And then that was Scherzer as he was trying to throw warm-up pitches before this inning. So John Gray, here he is, coming off, as you said, an excellent appearance the other day in Texas. Looked really good. Strike one to Gabriel Moreno. Rangers have a 3-0 lead, and we're in the bottom of the fourth. Ball one, strike to count. I think, truthfully, if you had told Texas you're only getting 3, but they're shutout innings for Max Scherzer,
done.
Maybe not thrilled, but totally okay with that. Fastball there, 97 miles an hour. Part of what you were talking about, the stuff is really playing up right now.
It is amped up for Jon Gray. Second appearance this postseason. Game 1, he faced 6 batters, 5 outs, 4 strikeouts. He's from Shawnee, Oklahoma, and he was a top draft pick for the Rockies several years ago. And he might have been the #1 overall pick.
Here's the 1-2. Dirt. Throwing that slider hard, and he has been a starter. You talked about it. Basically his entire career. He has hardly ever pitched out of the bullpen, but the way it looked in game 1,
he looked like he could be a reliever, like a really good one.
It looked like he had been doing it his whole life. 2-2 to the third place hitter. Moreno stays alive.
Well, it's amazing too, Dave, when you start checking out the bullpen for the Rangers, you have Jon Gray that threw 157 innings. You have multiple starters coming out of the bullpen.
Half their starting rotation right now is pitching out of the pen. I don't think, for Texas, if you get 2 innings and then you've got all your late inning relievers fresh and ready to go tonight, and several of whom could definitely give you multiple innings, I think Bruce Bochy would say, okay, from the 6th inning on, I could do it with my group of high leverage guys. Got it. There's that slider, 89 miles an hour for strike 3.
Well, right-handers hit just 220 off of the slider, but the slider that he has right now is not a 220 batting average pitch. It's way lower than that. Well, in the case of Jon, I mean, there's a chance he was going to be tomorrow's Game 4 starter. That's out the window.
Well, here's Christian Walker, doubled his first time up. Takes strike 1 here. Slump for Christian Walker going back to the end of the regular season. Important hit for him in his first at bat tonight. Hits a big chopper to third. Young's got it right along the line and throws him out. Two up, 2 down against Jon Gray. Velocity up on all those pitches. Only threw 1 changeup in game 1. Remember, pitchers talk about that all the time, right? When you go down to that bullpen and you don't need me for 100 pitches. All I need to do is throw 25. Watch this. Tommy Pham out of play off to the right.
Now you go from a marathon runner or maybe like a casual jogger to a sprinter.
Pham, 2 different 4-hit games in this postseason already, including the other night in Texas. Right on right, 2 down, nobody on. He hits that one to center field. Taveras well short of that 407 mark and the warning track. Out number 3, Jon Gray just continues to look good out of the Rangers bullpen. Max Scherzer injured and out. Jon Gray comes in. We'll go to the 5th. A cool scene before the game, all the energy in the ballpark as the game got going, but then that one swing from Corey Seager, and the Rangers have taken at least some of that out of Chase Field here. Game 3 of this 2023 World Series. Dave Fleming, Ryan Spilboards, great to have you with us. And there's a long way to go, but Max Scherzer now out of the game, the Rangers starter with back tightness. Brandon Pfaadt, the rookie right-hander, still in. Texas leading 3-0. Ball one from Pfaadt.
Let's see if Pfaadt's able to find his slider. Still hasn't quite had it. Hasn't been able to use a sweeper much.
Fastball there, it's 1-1.
Well, it was Nathaniel Lowe that got the inning started in the third inning, led off with a double, and then it was 2 quick outs, and that's where Marcus Semien finally came through, and then the exclamation point, Corey Seager's 2-run shot on a changeup, first pitch changeup.
Ooh. Well, the 2 pitches that Seager has hit out in this series have been 2 monumental home runs.
Oh!
Misses in. Both on pitches middle in. That's not the game plan for the Diamondbacks.
It's not supposed to be, and I think Pfaadt wanted that pitch to Seager down and away.
Two and two.
There's Bobby playing his keyboards.
He put the organ down the left field line. 2-2. Another foul ball. Lowe, Young, and Taveras lined up here in the 5th against Pfaadt. Bottom third of the Rangers order. 2-2. The inside. You and I have seen a lot of baseball over the years in this park. And when we used to come here, this was a place that, to me, was like Coors Field light.
All 4.
Called a ball. That was right there. And Nathaniel Lowe takes a walk. Instead of strike 3, that's a leadoff walk.
Well, you have this feeling as a hitter when you know it's probably going to get called against you. You start to walk out and just hope. You're like, well, he's probably going to call strike 3. Don't call it. He didn't call it. Sweet. I mean, that's an easy strike. And Alfonso Marquez has been really good tonight.
That was a miss, though.
Hey!
Strike 1 with the sweeper. But the point I was making about this ballpark, you know, a 3-run lead in the old days of Chase Field, is like, yeah, that's nothing. We got so much game left. You're 1,000+ feet above sea level, warm weather. Young, big swing on the sweeper. But since they put the humidor in here at Chase Field, this ballpark plays much more pitcher friendly.
It's hard to hit one out to center field. I mean, it's 407, but you also have a giant wall. So there's a lot of room dead center where guys hit the ball and it just goes nowhere.
Yeah, ball just does not travel like it used to here. 0-2. Young stays alive. This, to me, kind of puts it into perspective. The humidor was installed before 2018, so home runs per game ranked in Major League Baseball 4th most per game back in 2016, all the way down to 3rd fewest, 28th this year. And that takes into account that's not just focusing on the Diamondbacks team. That's everybody. So that I think that's a good perspective on how differently this place plays. This has turned into a pitcher's park.
That's pretty much why the Diamondbacks are in the World Series.
It works in their favor. Oh, tried to check his swing. The ball hit the bat. Coming up and in.
I wonder where it hit the bat. It might have actually hit the bat knob. If it does, this is really close to being scary.
Will Venable to bench coach just checking to make sure it didn't hit the batter.
Yeah, it hit the knob.
That can easily pinch a finger, break a finger. Didn't hit his hand, just hit the knob. Thoughts 1-2. Got it. Sweeper for strike 3.
And here you go now. Brandon Pfaadt starting to find the sweeper. He's thrown it close to 17 times tonight, but he hasn't had many swing and misses, and now he's starting to rack them up.
One out for Taveras. Pitch foul. Strike 1. For 1 tonight for the Rangers center fielder. 72 pitches now for Pfaadt. Saw a little movement down in that Diamondbacks bullpen, but I don't think anybody's warming up yet. At the top of the order looming after this. That's that sweeper that struck out Josh Young. Slider to third. Longoria was thrown back to first, not quite in time. So just an out, not a double play. Nathaniel Lowe gets back. 2 down.
All right, so Torey Lovullo told us he was doing 18 batters faced for Brandon Pfaadt. He's now through 18, so this is 19 now with Marcus Semien. So that's 2 times through the lineup, and they were going to say ±4.
That's strike 1 to Semien. I have to say, I am really surprised there is not a left-hander with Corey Seager on deck. If Marcus Semien reaches base here, the idea that Seager is going to face Pfaadt again, that surprises me. 1-1.
Well, Marcus had his first RBI in 10 games in the postseason. He has 3 RBIs now, but he was in a horrific slump, and he still could be.
That one is hit hard to third, knocked down by Longoria. And he makes the play. That's a big play. That keeps Seager from coming up with a couple men on base. Loud contact from Marcus Semien, nothing to show for it. A leadoff walk, but no runs for the Rangers. We are midway through 5 in this Game 3 of the 2023 World Series. A big out for the D-backs, but they still trail 3-0. Named the Roberto Clemente Award after the great Clemente, and this year's award winner is none other than Aaron Judge. He was here tonight in Phoenix to accept that great honor. Service off the field. Aaron Judge, who does so much stuff for his communities. So congratulations to Aaron Judge, the 2023 Clemente Award winner. Inning number 5, John Gray still out there for the Rangers. 3-0 Texas. In the bottom of the 5th, Gurriel had a fastball to hit there and just fouled it away.
Well, first off, I know a lot of players that have won the Roberto Clemente Award. They talk about how it goes down as probably one of the most important to them.
Very meaningful. Strike 2.
Well, Gurriel's not going to like that call, but it is a strike. He didn't like the call because of how Jonah Heim caught it. So his backhand, it almost rips it out of the strike zone. Look at how his hand just goes out into a hitter. When you look back, you're like, that's not a strike. Look at where his glove is.
Oh, 2. Gurriel tied up there. Gurriel's 10 for his last 27, so he's been swinging the bat pretty well. He does not have a hit tonight. 0 for 1. This bottom part of the order, though, Spilly, for Arizona, we focused probably more on the depth on the Rangers side. Bottom part of the order, though, has been productive. 1-2. Bouncer to third. Going to be a tough play. Long throw. Got it.
Man. Dave, you've seen some great third basemen, so have I, but watching this young third baseman play, his footwork is so good. He's a natural shortstop, but that's an in-between hop that he's trying to do a drop step, trying to get back, and to have enough arm strength when your body's going down that left field line and throw it the opposite direction is so impressive.
Excellent play to start the inning. Alec Thomas now. The dribbler, Gray off the mound, scoops it up, sprints to the bag and gets there. Ahead of Thomas, 2 down. Sometimes you just want to do it yourself. Got all these great defensive players behind me, but John Gray took that one all by himself.
That's what you want to see. You want to see pitchers fielding their own position. Oftentimes you'll hear that pitchers are non-athletes. You know, they're constantly made fun of. You're not allowed to catch a pop-up if it's in the infield because you, God forbid, a pitcher catches a pop-up. That's a nice play where your teammates are like, okay, that's pretty good.
2 down for Evan Longoria. Playing his 50th career playoff game tonight. He got a fastball right out over the plate. 0 for 1 so far tonight. Stabilizing force, veteran presence, solid defense. Has not hit much this postseason. The man can bunt, though.
That was his first bunt in 10 years, and Torey Lovullo was joking about it. He thought the play was awesome. He ended up pulling Josh Young in for his next at-bat and saw a base hit go through. And they asked him and say, you know, when did that thought go through your mind? 10 seconds before the pitch was thrown.
Oh, yeah, planned it out way in advance. 2.
Oh, no!
Laid off that slider. When you think about that, you haven't bunted in a game in 10 years. You don't practice it. I mean, when is Evan Longoria working on his bunting? Not very often. You don't think about it ahead of time, 10 seconds before the pitch gets thrown, and then you put down a good bunt. It's that one behind first, low. In foul ground, out number 3. That is 2 dominant innings out of the bullpen for John Gray, who's throwing the ball great again tonight. Guess who's coming up for the Rangers? Seager, Garcia, Carter. Into the 6th we go. 3-0 Texas.
Are off the bat, 421 feet. And this is somebody who's a notorious first pitch swinger. He's probably is at the top of baseball when it comes to first pitches. But his numbers against the changeup, I know Brent Strom went and talked to Brandon Pfaadt about what they wanted to do. I don't think they wanted to throw the changeup up and in, but these numbers are just flat out ridiculous.
And Torey Lovullo's leaving his young starter in to face Seager again. He misses outside, ball 1 with the fastball. Coming into tonight, Brandon Pfaadt hadn't faced a batter 3 times in a game all playoffs.
Now, a little surprised to see Pfaadt coming out right now.
The Diamondbacks do have a right-hander warming up. But I'm surprised by this. Pfaadt, 3rd time through the order as a starter. Again, some of that is when he was a different pitcher earlier this year. Seager to center field. It's carrying well, but not quite well enough out to one of the big parts of this yard. Thomas for out number 1.
Well, Bochy did this in game 2. He ran Jordan Montgomery out in the 7th inning and came back to bite the Rangers. That's when Arizona expanded the lead. And you can hear Corey Seager just missed it. I mean, baseball looks like a beach ball to him right now.
Yeah, we could hear him up here. Adolis Garcia to top that sweeper. Garcia 0 for 2 so far tonight, hitting 3rd, moved up from the cleanup spot. Just took a good right-handed hitter in between the 2 lefties. Garcia, strike 2.
Well, as much as we're surprised to see Pfaadt, look at the outfits for Adolis. Yeah, and those biceps almost as big as yours, Dave.
Why would you wear all those clothes to cover those up? 0-2, the outside. You got Miguel Castro, who gave up the walk-off home run to Garcia, warming up in the Diamondbacks bullpen. That was in game 1. Here we are, game 3, Texas with a 3-0 lead. Not real close that time. 2-2. Look, you got a bullpen game looming tomorrow. I get it. There's pressure on a manager to, you want to try to keep those relievers fresh, but this is a 3-run game.
Well, if I can get 3 outs, it
looks good.
Yeah, it's a great decision.
And once you get through Seager, that takes a lot of the sort of stress out of it. Not that Garcia can't beat him, but Seager already has a home run tonight. Sweeper, ball 3.
Well, the Diamondbacks have won each of Brandon Pfaadt's last 5 starts, so they like having him out there. He's giving them a chance to win. If he can get out of this inning, he certainly is tonight.
Whoa! That is ball 4.
Wow.
Garcia takes a walk. Garcia's had a hard time with the count in this series. One time he was going to first when it was ball 3. This time he wanted to stay at the plate. It was ball 4. I think most of the time Adolis Garcia, he didn't want to walk. He wants, let me get another pitch.
I think that's going to do it. I mean, he had Garcia 0-2, and Garcia ended up working a walk, so tip the cap to Garcia. Now you're going to get Castro to face Evan Carter.
Brandon Pfaadt will be coming out of this game. A rookie again. Not like he got just totally knocked around. He's had such a good postseason, and Diamondbacks fans really appreciate this young guy. Going to be a big part of their future, but tonight he leaves with his team trailing 3-0. Castro coming in, runner at first, 1 out. 3-0 Texas. Back right after this. Rookie right-hander just turned 25. His World Series night is over. This was just a moment ago. Torey Lovullo, this is kind of his style as a manager, don't you think?
Very communicative. He likes to let his players know why he made a certain decision. I mean, this postseason for Brandon Pfaadt, this is his 5th postseason start, which ties a postseason rookie record, along with Fernando back in 1981. Adam Wainwright did it in 97, where Jared Wright with the Cleveland Indians did it in 97. It's pretty cool.
So now Miguel Castro takes over against the left-handed hitting Evan Carter. Runner at first, 1 out. Ball 1 from Castro. Castro, who has not pitched particularly well in the playoffs. 6 appearances. Gave up the walk-off home run to Garcia, and he misses outside here. Ball 2. Part of that conversation, too, could be Brandon Pfaadt. If this series goes 7, Torey Lovullo might be giving the ball to his rookie again. So that part of the manager's strategy there might be right as he comes out of the game, let's just try to get that confidence built up again, because they may well need him in a huge spot. Got a friendly call that time. Castro did. That could have easily been ball 3. Longest streak in Rangers postseason history reaching base safely. He lines this one into left field. That's a base hit. So Garcia goes to second, stops there. Gurriel comes up with the ball quickly. Evan Carter, another hit for the Rangers. 2 on, 1 out as they look to add to their lead.
This gets something else. I mean, in the postseason, you're watching a 21-year-old with an on-base percentage over 450. And he's hitting in spots that he's never hit before. He's batting 3rd, batting 4th today. He's a cleanup hitter. This kid can hit.
It just makes you think. He simplifies, doesn't make it overly complicated. He doesn't get himself out. He keeps himself in the strike zone. Got a great future ahead of him. Mitch Garver now takes the big breaking ball for a strike. There's a huge spot in this game. You're down 3-0. It's the 6th inning. Okay, you got a good chance still to come back in this game. 4-0, 5-0, your chances really start to diminish. Way outside, and a good save by Moreno. It's a big stop to keep that one from going to the backstop.
Well, in the case of Miguel Castro, the big 6'7" frame, I mean, he's from the Dominican Republic. This year, he led the National League in appearances. He got 75. First half, much better. He was closing games for the Diamondbacks. Second half, not so much. But he needs a sinker or a slider that induces a ground ball.
Miss with that one. 2-1. Rangers don't chase. They're a very disciplined team at the plate. And Mitch Garver definitely fits into that category. Strike, 96 miles an hour. Kyle Nelson, left-hander. He's warming up. You got Heim on deck. Castro would have to face Heim. Foul tip. If he gets Garver in to hit into a double play, then next inning Kyle Nelson could come in if Castro finishes the inning. But if this inning goes on, that 3-batter minimum rule would be in play. And after that, you got the lefty low. 2-2. Garver off the end of the bat to shallow right center, kind of into no man's land. There's the speed, though, of Alec Thomas. A different center fielder out there. That might have been stressful.
I mean, you watch a ball get hit in center field, you just automatically assume it's an out. But Thomas, it's a big swing, so he didn't quite read it. Then he had to redirect. And then as he's running, as an outfielder, you have to make sure you constantly run through the baseball. You don't want to slow down. Then you have those basket catches. It was textbook.
So 2 outs, and now the switch hitter Heim will bat left-handed against Castro. Swings at the first pitch. Hits a slow bouncer to third. Longoria charges, throws, got him at first. He can still play third base after all these years, Evan Longoria. And that kept the Rangers from loading the bases. Nice play. Texas was threatening with the walk and then the hit. But after Longoria's defensive gem, the Rangers do not score. Midway through 6, still 3-0. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Beautiful desert scenes, the saguaro cactuses in the Sonoran Desert. That's where we are tonight, Phoenix, Arizona. It's also kind of beautiful out in the swimming pool. They have a swimming pool in this ballpark.
I've never jumped in there. I'm always scared to get in that water.
not of like creatures. Perdomo takes a ball outside. Gerardo Perdomo during the batting practice period before the game, channeling his teammate Lourdes Gurriel. He wanted to have the purple hair on the field. Hey! Strike.
Well, Mike Hazen, the GM for the Arizona Diamondbacks, said he would get his hair dyed purple if the Diamondbacks win.
Yeah, not just one of those, the real deal. If the D-backs can win a world championship. Woo! Right there, 1-2. There's the real thing.
I asked Gurriel how often he gets his hair dyed purple. He says about twice a month.
Okay.
And he says, I got a guy.
Now just picture that on Mike Hazen. It's kind of hard to picture.
Well worth it.
He would gladly do it. 2-2. John Gray, who stays in this game. This feels like a big at-bat here. Perdomo has set the stage for the top of the order many times in these playoffs. He's just been really good from this 9th spot in the order. 2-2. Got it with the fastball. Man, John Gray looks so good right now.
At the start of this postseason, you didn't know what you were going to get from Jon Gray. He threw a simulated game right about a day before the start of the World Series, and they were saying the ball was coming out as good as they've seen him. And so now the second strikeout for Jon Gray in 7 batters.
Now Corbin Carroll, with the bases empty, faces Gray. Fouls that fastball out of play. Bruce Bochy's got himself another weapon out of the bullpen.
And it came out of nowhere. I mean, Bochy, Mike Maddox, Chris Young, that none of those guys knew that Jon was going to look like this.
Foul, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Josh Sborz, we still haven't seen him in this series yet, which is really unusual considering how important he is for the Rangers. Getting loose out there. Got Marte on deck. 0-2. Carroll strikes out swinging. Just overpowered him. 98 right out over the plate, 2 down.
He didn't even mess around and show him a slider. He went all fastball, the entire bat. So you think you can hit it? Go for it. He just blew the doors off Corbin Carroll. Carroll looked up at the scoreboard. You'll see guys look out there to see what the velocity was. He's like, man, he reached back, touched 98.
That's one of the best hitters in the world. Marte, line drive, and Semien missed it. He can't believe it. Garcia will come in and pick the ball up. Semien, I don't know whether it wasn't hit quite as hard as he thought it was, or whether his glove failed him, or what happened there, but that ball should have been caught.
Let's see, I mean, sometimes the ball will knuckle when he's squared up. He's looking at his glove, he's blaming it. It's tough to tell if he broke a lace. I think he just whiffed.
I mean, it was hit 106 miles an hour. Here's Moreno, first pitch swinging. Fly ball, shallow right. Jon Gray says, I got you, Marcus. No problem. Semien can't believe it still. But the Rangers get it. Wasn't scored as an error, but a rare mistake by the Texas defense did not cost them. We're on to the 7th. Cubs and Babe Ruth, who had so many incredible moments in his career, maybe the greatest hitter of all time. We didn't see it there, but called his shot before that home run, pointed out to the spot where he hit it.
I like the folklore of it, whether it's fact or fiction, I don't care. I think the fact of the matter is that Babe Ruth pointing and just watching him run. It's pretty amazing when you think about the career path of Babe Ruth, especially since he was originally a pitcher. He has still, I think he still has some postseason records as a pitcher. And then what it did to the Boston Red Sox and the curse of Babe Ruth.
I don't know if you could tell, Spilly, either from 1932. He was pointing out to the pool at Wrigley. The Babe. It's amazing. Kind of a little known fact in that newsreel footage. Kyle Nelson takes over on the mound. But the Babe would have been very happy with Adolis Garcia while we were talking about that. Adolis was eating a cookie in the dugout. Kyle Nelson, this will be his 2nd World Series outing, 4th of the postseason. Not a hard thrower from the left side, but an important part of the D-backs bullpen. Trying to keep this a 3-run deficit. Rangers 3, Diamondbacks nothing. Here in the top of the 7th, bottom 3rd of the order, Nathaniel Lowe. That hit was a big one. He's been on base twice tonight. 2-1.
Well, it's a sellout crowd, 48,500, but they were kind of like the air was let out of the balloon when Seager hit the homer.
Lowe drives that one to deep left field. Gurriel sprinting back. He will make the catch on the warning track. Out number 1. Lowe's looking out there. Maybe that's that humidor effect here. I think of the old days of Chase Field. That one's going out.
Well, we were told that the ball should travel a little bit better with the roof open. So far, we've seen a couple balls squared up where it did not travel.
So he's retired. He's had some good swings in this game. 1 out for Josh Young.
Oh! Kyle Nelson was telling that Brent Strom has had such a significant impact on his career about giving him just confidence in his stuff. He's encouraging him to throw strikes with your stuff.
There's the pitching coach for the D-backs. Help turn this thing around. He joined the Diamondbacks before last year. Bouncer to short. Perdomo throws out Young. 2 outs.
Well, you're right. This is kind of a key inning for the Diamondbacks. You get through this. Try not to get to the top. See if you can get the Diamondbacks coming back in offensively to punch back and see what version of Spores comes out, because he hasn't thrown yet. He hasn't thrown yet in a while, so he hasn't felt the nerves of the World Series yet.
I'm sure the Rangers think they know what they're going to get from Josh Sports. They trust him, but they can't be sure. Switch hitter Taveras now will bat right-handed against Nelson. He took strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Luis Frias, the big right-hander, warming up in the Diamondbacks bullpen. 2-1 to Taveras. Marcus Semien on deck. There's a strike right on the inside corner. 2-2. On the ground to third. Longoria slings it over to first. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Kyle Nelson. We've reached the 7th inning stretch of this pivotal Game 3, and the Rangers lead the D-backs 3-0.
World Series Game 4.
And this play may well be long remembered in this game. It was scoreless. Christian Walker had led off the inning with a double. The second inning ran right through a stop sign at third base. Adolis Garcia made a strong throw home, got him at the plate, and to this moment the Diamondbacks still have never scored. Adolis Garcia, it's so tough to run on him anyway. He's such a talented overall player. Among outfielders, you go back the last 3 years, stolen bases, overall defensive runs saved, among the very best. Home runs, run batted in, top 5 of all outfielders in baseball in the last 3 years, but number 1 with those outfield assists, and he adds to that total in the World Series tonight.
Yeah, he really does, and that ended up being a major pivot for this game. It kind of hinged, and one of the scenes you have in a baseball game is you try to play clean, and that goes down to base running. You don't want to make errors, you don't want to give up extra outs, you don't want to walk anybody, but you also want to make sure you're doing it right on the bases. And unfortunately for Christian Walker and the Diamondbacks, that took some momentum. It was an out. They had a chance to be second and third, nobody out, and they got nothing. There's Tony Perez-Chica, the third base coach, who's very well regarded at third base, but that one just comes down to Christian Walker not picking up his coach and really ran the Diamondbacks out of the inning.
Hey, look, you don't know. You can't predict how the inning would have played out, but I agree with you. That could have been a bit. They were taking great swings off Scherzer, who we know is vulnerable right now. That is a very big play in this game. Now, we still have a ways to go. Diamondbacks still have 9 outs of life on offense. And the guy who ran through that stop sign, Christian Walker, is going to lead off here in the bottom of the 7th against the new pitcher for the Texas Rangers, a guy we haven't seen yet in this World Series. You made a good point, I thought. He's been really good in the playoffs, really good, but it's been a while since he's pitched. We'll see what they get from Josh Spores.
Well, 8 games, 8 appearances, but he's thrown multiple innings, 8 2/3, 7 strikeouts. His best pitch is a curveball. Also has enough giddy up on the fastball. There's also a persona behind Josh Spores. He kind of carries around, he's a bit of a maniac. He comes out when he's getting announced in Texas, comes out to heavy metal, and you can just kind of feel it from him when he's on the mound.
I know you mean that as a compliment.
I do.
Off the outside with the breaking ball. Walker, that double before the play at the plate we just showed you back in the second. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Hits that one on the ground to second. Simeon almost like he had a little wrestling match with it, but he fielded it cleanly. One away.
Well, how about John Gray tonight? 3 innings, he threw 30 pitches. You know how many strikes he threw? 25. Right now, he's on the hook for a win if the Texas Rangers end up holding. He fielded his position well. He came in a kind of uncomfortable spot. You were expecting Max Scherzer to throw in the 4th inning. Here comes John Gray. He struck out the first batter. He had multiple strikeouts. And ultimately, for Bruce Bochy, I think he just found a new weapon, a new toy.
That was total dominance. 25 of 30 strikes. He got, what, 6 outs with his slide, 5 outs with his slider. Tommy Pham swings at this one from Spores and drives it to center field. Taveras can't get there. Another hit for Tommy Pham. It's going to be extra bases. Into second with a double. Man, is he swinging the bat well. And I think sometimes, Billy, you get a guy like John Gray out of the game, and anybody else looks easier to hit than the way John Gray was throwing.
And that's crazy to say because Josh Spores had only given up 2 hits in basically 9 innings. And Tommy Pham, 6 hits in the last 2 games for him, inside-out swing, and then he just gets it over the head of Leotis Taveras.
He's 6 for his last 7 in this World Series. Kind of a hanger from Spores, but it works. Strike 1. Give these Diamondbacks fans credit. They are trying to help their team get back in the game. Every time the D-backs get even just 1 base runner, this place comes back to life. Gurriel, and after a pitch that was not close to being a strike, it's 0-2. I mean, they have belief here for good reason. 48 comeback wins, including the postseason for the Diamondbacks. 5 of them in the playoffs. Gurriel, he swung at some bad pitches in that at bat. 2 down.
You finally got a chance to see what Spores is capable of doing with this curveball. It's a very high spin rate curveball. A lot of vertical drop to it. You'll see it. We talk about certain curveballs falling off the table. It looks like it's not even close to a strike. Why are you swinging at a pitch 56 feet away?
Oof. Not often you see Lourdes Gurriel look that bad on a swing. So 2 down, runner at second for Alek Thomas. And there's that curve. He was bailing out on that one. That is a nasty breaking ball. 4 home runs already these playoffs. This place would be rocking if he hit a 5th. Tight with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
I mean, Josh Spores at some point in his career is going to be closing games.
And at second, 2 down, ready to go on contact. Thomas has it back out of play. When they open the roof, they don't do it very often for obvious reasons. But with the roof open, the Diamondbacks have been really good. 16-8. Wide open tonight, but trailing 3-0. Thomas takes that curveball very high.
I like the reassuring look that Jonah Heim just gave Josh Spores. Like, hey, relax a second. You don't have to overthrow it.
Rangers pitchers love throwing to Jonah Heim. 2-2. Thomas skies one way up there on the first base side. Low gave it a look, but that one's well back into these packed seats. Still 2-2 to Thomas. What a scene.
And you look a little body language. Uh-oh. Trainer's coming out to check in on Josh Spores, so maybe there's a little bit more to it.
Maddox backed off. Spores wants to throw a practice pitch, see what's going on.
All right, last pitch is not reassuring.
Well, this Chapman has gotten up while this is going on in the Texas bullpen. All right, Bruce Bochy convinced by Spores that he can stay in.
Well, I mean, a pretty decent read. Bruce Bochy's lips. He basically said, "I don't want you telling me that you're just fine."
This was the last pitch he threw. Almost like his back was acting up, trying to stretch it out or something like that. 2-2. Stays alive on that curveball.
What a change of events. If you lose Spores, and there's a cost of winning, especially in the postseason, you start riding certain relievers hard, their bodies do eventually start to give in a little bit.
See if he can get through this bottom of the 7th. 2-2 to Thomas. Another foul. And another curve.
He definitely does not look like he's finishing his pitch. This guy has been so good this postseason. 0.74 batting average. He's basically untouchable.
The hardest reliever to hit all playoffs long, this guy. But pitching in this World Series for the first time. Now time. Thomas uses his timeout. So the point you were making about Bruce Bochy is I don't want to hear I'm fine. I want to hear you're great. I am perfect. I don't know if he looks perfect right now.
No, he does not. I know when I tell my wife I'm fine, she knows something's up.
Another 2-2. Thomas takes the ball.
Yeah, he's not right. And so Bochy, I'm watching Mike Maddox. There's so much stress on these two guys right now because they don't want to see it.
You could read Bruce Bochy's lips. He said Chappie. So I think this would be, if he loses Thomas, I don't think he's staying in the game. 3-2. Thomas strikes out swinging. Well, he threw a great curveball to get through it.
Told you there's a bit of maniac in this guy. And he just wiggled himself out of it.
I bet you he had to dig deep to throw that one, because he did not look right. He gave up the double to Tommy Pham, but he got the back-to-back strikeouts. That one swing of the bat from Corey Seager, 2 of the 3 runs in this game, all 3 runs in that same top of the 3rd inning. Now Luis Frias takes over on the mound for Arizona, the 4th pitcher of the night for Torey Lovullo's team. 3-0 Texas at the top of the order for the Rangers. There's a strike on the outside from Frias to Marcus Semien.
Frias has been a really nice reliever for Torey. He was a former 3rd baseman converted to a pitcher. He came out in game 2, struggled with command, but I think part of it was nerves.
2-1. Yeah, remember he got the stern talking to from his pitching coach. Brent Strom went double shoulders. On the ground, up the middle. Marte. Got it. With those panels open, gotta have steady nerves to steer that drone through the panels and come into the ballpark.
It's been pretty fun seeing all the different gadgets we have out for these broadcasts. I mean, we saw the drone was popping out during game 1 of the walk-off.
If it were me piloting it, I would have gone straight into that big panel. Corey Seager, a 2-run homer, his 5th of the postseason. Big swing of the bat.
Hey!
between Seager and look, the Rangers haven't given up a run, but I think especially John Gray, those two have put the Rangers in position to take control of this series. High fastball, got it by him. It's 1-2.
Well, even though you have Seager with 2 strikes, he's not easy to put away.
Frias is 1-2. Got him. He chased. What a hard slider that was at 92 miles an hour for out number 2.
Well, how about this for Frias? He came in, and now he's in a really high leverage spot.
Yeah, pretty cool for him. Good experience for a guy who was important for them down the stretch. The one swing by Seager, 2 of the 3 runs. Scherzer left with back tightness after giving up no runs in 3 innings. Brandon fought. Wasn't bad, just wasn't perfect.
Oh!
The rookie starting for the first time in his World Series career. Garcia takes ball 1. 8 playoff home runs, 22 batted in, already the most for anybody in a single postseason. And he drives that one to center field, caught by Thomas.
Well, Garcia just looks like he got hurt on a swing.
Yeah, he does not look good. Maybe his back. What's going on with these Rangers tonight?
Oh, man.
That could be even worse than a back. That is not good. Bruce Bochy, his manager, is chasing him to find out what's going on. That's one of the most important players for the Rangers. And he's gone back down into the tunnel, maybe to come out of this game. Still up 3-0, but some concern on the Texas side. Midway through, Travis Jankowski in. This was the swing. What's that, oblique?
Oblique area. That is not what you want to see. He creates so much torque on his swing too. And Corey Ragsdale, first base coach for the Rangers. I mean, you see that, and you're like, no.
Josh Sborz, who was battling something himself last inning, was getting warmed up. Then the Diamondbacks announced a pinch hitter, and Bruce Bochy makes a counter move. So Aroldis Chapman's coming in. Both managers maneuvering. It's 3-0. Back right after this.
5-year-old out of Cuba, and he still throws hard. The major league average for a left-handed sinker is 92 miles an hour. Aroldis is 101.1. Good luck hitting that. It's about a 5-foot separation between a normal sinker and his.
And the counter move for Torey Lovullo to Bruce Bochy's move is Emmanuel Rivera in.
Oh.
He takes a fastball low. Rivera in this kind of spot had a hit in game 2 after Peyton Smith was announced and then pulled back, and then Rivera was entered into the game. That's exactly what happened here. Now they tell us from the clubhouse, not real specific, but left side tightness for Adolis Garcia. Aroldis Chapman takes high, 2-1. Well, Chapman, he's still a hard thrower. He's still very intimidating out on the mound, and he's still good. He's not as, at one point, he was the toughest guy in the world. Hardest guy to hit. 2-1, Rivera drives that one down the right field line, but foul. He still has the highest strikeout per 9-inning rate in the history of the game for Aroldis Chapman. He's getting his first appearance in this World Series. So both Sborz and Chapman did not appear in the first 2 games. 2-2. Rivera down the right field line toward the corner. That is a fair ball. Emmanuel Rivera. And the ball bobbled by Jankowski just in the game in right field. But Rivera down 3 runs. Can't take a risk. He's at second with a double. Last time that Chapman pitched in a World Series was back in 2016. And you remember this, Rajai Davis Cleveland was down to its final breath, and Rajay straight down the left field line to tie Game 7. Really, truly one of the most dramatic late-inning home runs in the history of the World Series. And that's the last time Chapman has pitched in a World Series until tonight. Perdomo, the 9th place hitter. He swings at the first pitch and pulls it foul.
And pulls it foul and also has to go get a new piece of lumber. Well, Chapman's just trying to protect the lead. I mean, at this point, you're up 3 runs. You just don't want to give up any extra traffic.
I think that's where, I mean, this is a big at bat here on both sides. But you got Carroll and Marte after this. Top of the order coming up again. So you're right. Chapman does not want to give up a free base runner. Pitched 5 times in that World Series. And won a ring with the Cubs. They won it in extra innings. Very high at 99. Only the second time in this game that the Diamondbacks have had their leadoff man reach base safely. The previous time was when Christian Walker, we've showed it several times, got thrown out at the plate trying to score. 1-1.
Oh!
That's one thing about Perdomo. He is not your typical 9th place hitter. He's very patient.
Yeah, and at some point, he's probably going to be hitting higher up in the lineup than 9th.
This is not his stronger side, though, batting right-handed. 2-1. He pulls that one. Might have broken his bat. It's going to get down. Base hit. Here comes Rivera. The throw's going to go to second. Rivera scores. And the Diamondbacks have their first run of the game. It's 3-1.
Well, we've been waiting for this stadium to explode, and they're still down 2 runs, but it is getting loud. Perdomo beaten inside by the fastball. That's okay. Second broken bat of the at-bat. You'll take it. Much better read at second base for Emmanuel Rivera. Easy score for Tony Perez-Chica. You still go back and wonder, what does this game look like?
Evan Carter made the smart play. Mike Hazen, the president of baseball ops here, likes it. His team's got late inning life. They have shown so much of that in these playoffs. Perdomo, who we were talking to Torey Lovello about how often he asked Perdomo to bunt, and Perdomo's been wearing his manager out. Like, okay, I'm good with bunting sometimes, but I want to be famous. That was Perdomo's line to his manager.
You keep getting late inning hits, and you're part of what pretty cool nickname for this team. They're called the Answer Backs. They do wear shirts during batting practice. It says "Snakes Alive."
So now their young star Corbin Carroll, left on left, not close after the meeting on the mound with the pitching coach Mike Maddox. 100 miles an hour but a ball.
Carroll talks about how this last offseason he was spending so much time to improve upon his ability to hit left on left.
Chapman's 1-0. Carroll fouls it straight back. And look, I mean, not the power numbers, but he more than holds his own. Left on left.
Well, he's definitely looking to shoot, so he's looking to hit the ball almost through the vacated side on the left side of the field.
Big opening over there. Chapman throws to first. Perdomo almost looked like he was trying to bait Chapman into making a throw over there. He was dancing around.
A lot of times when you see certain closers, I mean, Aroldis Chapman has 321 career saves. They almost never pay attention to base runners. They just don't. Well,
there's still nobody out. A steal here. It's only the 8th inning. This isn't the 9th inning. That would be a big run if the Diamondbacks could get even just one more across here. Carroll takes a strike right there. It's 1-2. He doesn't look like it, but he's got opposite field power. So sometimes when he looks like he's trying to hit the ball to left field, it's not just to slap it through. 8 opposite field home runs this year.
The lefties, believe it or not, are hitting higher against Aroldis Chapman than right-handers.
1-2. Oh! Took some nerve to take that pitch. 16 runners tried to steal against Chapman this year. 15 were successful.
It feels like Perdomo's going to take a shot. As long as Dave McKay says go.
He thought he was going. He did not. Carroll fights it off. Back out of play. Bunch of false starts over there. I mean, if this were a one-run game, I think it'd be go time. So hard to string together hits against Chapman. Down 2, though. Well, another great hitter on deck in Marte. 2-2. That is strike 3 called, and Carroll knew it. Got him with the breaking ball. Just frozen.
Yeah, I felt like Chapman was going to have to throw something a little bit off the fastball, and it comes right here. It basically locks him up with the slider. Started right at Corbin Carroll. See how that front shoulder, front hip leak?
So that's the first out. Here's Ketel Marte. He goes after the first pitch. Hard ground ball. Seager's got it. Backhand flip to second one. Throw to first. Got him. Double play. I can't believe they turned it. And neither can Ketel Marte. What a play by Corey Seager. Great arm by Simeon. I'm sure the Diamondbacks are looking at it and they want a challenge. They're going to have the umpires take a look at this one.
Well, Dave, Seager has the biggest hit of the night with the 2-run shot, but it's the defense right now that's sticking out. I mean, that's 2 steps to your left, fish it out of the glove, backhand it to Simeon, and it looks like it's awfully close at first.
Real close.
That ball was hit 115 miles an hour off the bat of Ketel Marte. That means you have 0 reaction time at short.
I think he's out.
What a play.
115 off the bat. Ball hits the glove right there. I don't think his foot has touched the bag yet. That was a good call at first. The only thing that matters is when it touches the glove. Any part of the glove, as soon as it touches, that's the moment of truth. Marte, I'm sure he's just stunned that that ball didn't get through.
That's a base hit. But you don't have a mortal playing short.
Second base, and the runner was out is confirmed. That runner is out. The second challenge, it's first base. The out call is also confirmed. The runner is out. Arizona will lose their challenge. They have 1 remaining.
The Diamondbacks fans don't like it, but that was the right call. And that was just a terrific play by a guy who is dominating this World Series, Corey Seager. Marte still just in total disbelief. Diamondbacks get a run, but only the one. We'll go to the 9th. It's 3-1. On both ends from the Rangers to get through the bottom of the 8th inning.
I mean, easily this ball could have been in the outfield. You're talking about the totally different complexion of the game. And for Corey Seager, he signed a deal, 10 years, $325 million back in 2022. Rangers are saying to themselves, double it.
The turn was great. The throw from Simeon, the backhand feed was great. Just getting to the ball. You said it. He hit it 115 miles an hour. Oh, that's just amazing. The ability to react and get to that ball, and then from there make the play. Rivera stays in and plays third. D-backs did get on the board, but they're still down 3-1.
I think ultimately, too, Dave, talking about what superstar players, when you're at the peak of your performance, and Seager's a true superstar in this game.
Oh!
Just in case anybody didn't realize that, I think this World Series is emphasized.
Yeah, I mean, it's man, Corey Seager can play.
Evan Carter can play too. 2 for 3, couple of hits for the youngster, and he takes a walk. So Frias throws 4 pitches out of the strike zone. After he retired the side in order in the 8th, that's a leadoff walk. An extra run would be huge for the Rangers.
I think we're at the point with Evan Carter. I want to see him move. You know, with Mitch Garver, he's a pull hitter. He has a chance to run into a double play. I'd like to see the Rangers get aggressive. He's only stole 78 bags on the season, but he's capable of doing it.
This would be a good spot for it. You're right. Strike one. Garver 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play, struck out and flied out. Carter started and then stopped, and Garver crushes one to center field and deep. Thomas all the way back at the wall, leaps and makes the catch. Alec Thomas taking away extra bases from Mitch Garver. The defense we're seeing in this series, just amazing.
Now, there's so many things about a player when they're going back on the baseball, and Alec Thomas was 3rd best in defensive runs saved in center field. I mean, he's a natural athlete. He could have played football. He wanted to be a cornerback. We've said this. He's been roaming outfields since he was a kid. Mitch Garver thought he had a homer.
Oh, for sure. He can't believe it. We've had a lot of disbelief in the last couple minutes. Diamondbacks appealed to second base, and now Torey Lovello is asking for the 15 seconds to check with his replay room. And he's going to use a challenge and say that Carter did not retouch at second. So if he got to second base and touched the bag,
the illegal touching at second base,
then you got to retouch on your way back once the ball gets caught. The Diamondbacks thought they spotted something. You got to first go through the protocol, the traditional appeal. Let's see if we can see. Also, so close to hitting that balcony. Thomas, that's not an easy play with that balcony looming above him. All right, here's a good look. So I guess the question here is, does that count as passing the bag, or did he just touch it and go back?
So the Rangers went through the same play in the last American League Championship Series with Jose Altuve at second base. Altuve ran past second, didn't retouch, and was thrown out at first. So the Rangers have some experience this postseason with it.
After review, the call is confirmed. The runner legally touched second base on the way back to first base. Arizona will lose their challenge. They have no challenges remaining in the game.
Now they have no challenges left after the 8th inning, though. Any disputed play, you can ask the umpires to challenge anyway. All right, this is the play you were referring to.
Yeah, Evan Carter makes an unbelievable play. Altuve thinks that it's going to hit the wall. He never re-tagged second base when he went back to first. Marcus Semien paid attention to it, and they have this amazing double play in game 1.
Behind, takes a strike. Now that one was pretty clear. This one was a little more nuanced to me in that Carter got to the bag, stepped on it, and kind of turned his body as he started to go back, as opposed to Altuve was definitely coming around the bag. Carter did it legally, so he's still out there with 1 out. The tension of the late innings in the World Series. Right through that fastball. It's 0-2. All right, so like the stutter step and then steps on the bag. And I think what the Diamondbacks were saying was that an extra step constituted, because he never touched it after that. I think their argument was that that was a step toward third, where then you would have to touch the base again. Close.
Close, very close. So that's a second pickoff attempt of Evan Carter. I think the Rangers dugout's arguing about a balk.
Well, Bruce Bochy's coming out here.
You got to remember, Frias was a former third baseman, so he has very quick feet. We'll see if he turned his body around. We'll see what the argument was, but immediately with the pickoff, the entire Rangers dugout threw their hands up. Now they're asking about a balk move.
Alfonso Marquez wants Bill Miller and the whole crew to come in and talk about this one. All 6 umpires on the infield here for this discussion. And maybe Bruce Bochy was saying, was that his third move over? Maybe there was a little dispute with the Rangers about how many disengagements that was. If it's a third and you don't pick the guy off, then he goes to second.
Yeah, I've only counted 2, so I don't know if, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe the one during the Garver at bat, the Rangers got a little mixed up about when that happened. You reset when a new hitter comes up. 1-2. It's part of the new rules this year, and the new rules definitely made an impact. Pitcher disengagements limited to 2 per plate appearance, pickoff attempts, or just a normal step off. Resets if the runner advances, resets if the next hitter comes up. He went around. That's a swing for strike 3. So just as an example, now that'll reset Frias with a new hitter. But it's not going to be Frias. Torey Lovullo's coming out to make a pitching change. Andrew Saalfrank, the left-hander, with the lefty Nathaniel Lowe. Torey Lovullo. Some words for his young catcher and his pitcher as he takes the ball away to make the move. For the 10th time in these playoffs, the left-hander just got called up to the big leagues late in the regular season. Trying to keep this a 3-1 Rangers lead against a left-handed hitting Nathaniel Lowe. There's a strike right down the middle.
Saalfrank has a very good sinking fastball. The bullpen tonight for Arizona has picked up 3 1/3. They've only given up 1 hit.
Keeping their team in the game. That's the idea here. Fastball. Top foul. 1-2.
A lot's been made about this team and some of the breaking ball usage on top of their sinker balls. There's several guys throwing from different arm angles, but here it is. You get in the postseason, it's all about how you spin the baseball.
1-2. Comebacker ricochets off the glove. Over to pick it up, Marte. Got him at first. We had a few ricochet. What a weird game defensively. Have we had every kind of play or what? But it worked out for the Diamondbacks there. Some great plays made. We'll see if the Rangers defense can come through again. Last chance for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 9th inning, down 3-1 to the Rangers. 3 of this 2023 World Series. It has been a fascinating game. All kinds of stuff. Twists and turns. Even though we haven't had a lead change, so many pivotal plays. Diamondbacks actually out hitting the Rangers 6-5, but they trail 3-1 down to their final 3 outs here at home. The winner takes a 2-1 lead in this best of 7 World Series. And the closer, Jose Leclerc, for the 12th time in the playoffs, will take the ball for Texas.
It's been amazing watching Leclerc. It's been buck luck time, and if you've been a Rangers fan over the last couple months, because you get into the late innings and you're not sure what you're going to get. Now Leclerc is going to get the meat of this Diamondbacks lineup, and it all comes down to his command of his slider.
His first pitch to the young catcher, Moreno. Slider misses outside. And we'll see if the Rangers can hang on and win. Will this turn out to be a costly win? Adolis Garcia has left the game with an injury. Max Scherzer left the game with an injury. That one called a ball right there, but it's 2-0 to Moreno.
Well, Leclerc is the type of pitcher where his stuff is so good, but he's not consistently in the strike zone.
2-0 pitch. That one way outside. 3-0. A leadoff walk would immediately bring up the tying run.
And that's the thing with Leclerc. He has the ability to punch you out, but he also has a bit of a walk in his game.
3-0. You figure this is a take from Moreno. And it is for a strike. He can definitely get you to swing and miss. Big time whiff rate. 3-1 pitch. That is wow, called a strike. Oh my goodness.
I got no dog in the fight, but we haven't seen a big miss like this from Alfonso Marquez. That's a big miss.
Wow. That's a huge call. That would have been ball 4 and a base runner. Instead, it's 3-2. Leclerc pitches on the ground to third. Young gobbles it up. Young to first, out number 1. That's big. And you give Leclerc credit for taking advantage of a big break.
That's a huge break. I mean, that's a clear ball 4. That's a base runner, and now it's spun around to an out.
I mean, is it close? Yeah, I mean, it's not a half a foot off the outside. But I think that was a pretty clear ball. Moreno knew it. I think Leclerc thought it was a ball. Here's Christian Walker. He takes one right in there for a called strike. That cutter at 90 miles an hour. This running play still looming large over this game. All the way back in the second with Walker. Cues that one right off the end of the bat, foul, and he's quickly behind in the count 0-2. Moreno's unhappy.
For the most part, you don't want an umpire to be part of the story. You just want the players to play, and they have been. And the umpires have been out of it until then.
0-2 to Christian Walker. Takes it high. Despondent. Leclerc's 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. That was definitely farther out. Rangers are 2 outs away from a 2-games-to-1 series lead. Tommy Pham getting ready on deck. By the way, Tommy Pham right now, he's the hottest hitter on the Diamondbacks side. Always has to get those contacts perfect. As long as those are right, he's seeing the ball well right now. 2-2. Walker strikes out swinging. The slider, Leclerc got him to chase, 2 down.
Certain sliders, when they're right, they're called a wipeout. This is a wipeout slider. Even when you fire the swing at it, the pitch is gone. what you thought was there is completely gone.
And now Tommy Pham trying to keep this game alive. Jonah Heim is going to use a mound visit. You can't call time with nobody on base anymore as a catcher with the pitch clock limit. So Heim, you save a few of those for the late innings instead of your pitcher being charged with a ball, which could be obviously huge. Use a mound visit. Tommy Pham, 2 more hits tonight, 2 for 3, a single, a double. Strike 1. 97 on the inside corner. Texas 1 out away from a win on the road. Pham pops it up back behind home plate. And now the Diamondbacks are down to their final strike.
Amazing part for this Rangers team. They're undefeated on the road.
Amazing.
It just doesn't happen.
8-0 in the playoffs on the road. 1 strike away from 9-0. 0-2 in the dirt. Jose Leclerc coming back from injury. First half of the year just was not himself. Down the stretch, looking like the guy who a couple of years ago was one of the better late inning relievers in the league. And doing it here in the postseason. The 1-2. Pham strikes out swinging. And the Texas Rangers still undefeated away from home in this 2023 postseason. And they grab a 2-1 lead in this World Series. 1 inning was the difference. And really 1 swing by that guy, Corey Seager. What a game he had.
He did, and it was on both sides of the baseball. The big 2-run shot and then a defensive gem that really just put away a possible big rally for the Diamondbacks. John Gray was fantastic. He gets the win tonight. Ended up coming in after Max Scherzer went out. There's a cost to this game. We're not sure quite yet of what's happened to a couple of the guys with the Texas Rangers. Find out tomorrow when it comes to Adolis Garcia. Find out it's Max Scherzer as well. But this is just ridiculous. 9-0 postseason on the road.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern for Texas. Now you're 2 wins away from a World Series championship, but we will have to find out about Max Scherzer, the starter, who got hit in the elbow by a comebacker, and whether it was trying to get away from that ball or just normal back tightness. He tried to come back out and warm up after 3 innings of work, and it just wasn't right. And he was okay. That was after getting hit in the elbow. It was the next inning where we could tell he wasn't feeling normal, grimacing with every movement. Bruce Bochy came out and took him out of the game. So 3 frustrating but scoreless innings for Scherzer, left with back tightness. And for Max Scherzer, whether we see him in this series again or not, we don't know. But it would be an even bigger blow, I think, the way this team is set up if Adolis Garcia can't go, because he had to leave late. This one could be a bigger concern.
Well, he already has a postseason record for most RBIs with 22. He got bumped up to hit 3rd in the lineup today because that's what Bochy said. That's when the best hitters hit. And he had to come out. That looked like a oblique strain. If that's the case, you're not going to see Adolis the rest of this postseason. Let's hope it's not that, because he has been so important to both the Texas Rangers, but to fans. People love watching Adolis play.
Yeah, that would be a shame. You mentioned both sides of the ball for Seager, the big swing plus the great defensive play, and then you got to give John Gray huge credit after Max Scherzer came out of the game. He was just unbelievably good. 3 almost perfect innings of relief, and he gets the win.
I still can't believe it. I mean, the strike to ball ratio is what you dream of. It's through 30 pitches, 25 of those for strikes. He gives Bruce Bochy possibly a weapon if Scherzer goes down, because you can use him now later on if there is a possible Game 7. How about that for a twist and a turn?
Well, Diamondbacks fans, they came here in big numbers. First World Series game in this ballpark since 2001, that memorable Game 7. And they were ready to rock and thinking they were going to be exploding early. But Christian Walker gets thrown out at home plate by Garcia, went right through that stop sign. You look back on this game, that was a very big play. And then Seager's one swing of the bat. That proved to be the difference. Final score 3-1 for Ryan Spilborgs and our whole crew. Dave Fleming saying good night from Chase Field in Phoenix.